Hello friends, today we are going to learn about a poem named as If I Were Lord of Tartary. If I Were Lord of Tartary is an imaginary poem. Tartary is a place which doesn't actually exist, it's just an imaginative place which was imagined by the poet. So let's see who is the poet here. If I Were Lord of Tartary, poet name is Walter de la Mare. Walter de la Mare was born in 25th April 1873 and he died in 22nd June 1956. He was an English poet, short story writer and novelist. He is best remembered for his works for children, for his poem The Listeners, and for a highly acclaimed small selection of psychological horror stories. Amongst them, Satan's Aunt and All Hallows are very popular. His 1921 novel Memoirs of a Midget won the James Tate Black Memorial Prize for Fiction, and his post-war collected stories for children won the 1947 Carnegie Medal for British Children's Books. So this is all about Walter de la Mare. You can just, for simple things, you can just remember he was a great English poet and a short story writer. He was also a novelist, and his famous writings, you can remember some stories like the Satan's Aunt or All Hallows are the important stories that was big, that was very famous. Okay, and what he was awarded with, Carnegie Medal, which was for his British children's books, and that he got in 1947. And when he wrote his post-war collected stories, because after war he had written some of the stories. So this is all about Walter de la Mare. Now, what was this poem? What was the imagination if I were Lord of Tartary? Let's see. So Tartary, Walter de la Mare has described in 4 stanzas. So it is a little lengthier one, but it's a very interesting one because it's completely filled with imagination. So we will do this in 2 parts. In the first, this video I'll be discussing the first 2 stanzas, and the next I'll discuss the rest 2 stanzas. So first stanza you can see here. If I were Lord of Tartary, myself and me alone, my bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne, and in my coat should peacocks plant, and my foreheads tigers haunt, and in my pools great fishes slant, their fins outward the sun. So here, in the second stanza, Walter de la Mare describes that if I were Lord of Tartary, trumpeters every day to all my meals should summon me, and in my courtyard spray, and in the evening lamp should shine, yellow as honey, red as wine, while harp and flute and mandolin made music sweet and gay. If I were Lord of Tartary, I would wear a robe of beads, white and gold and green they would be, and small and thick as seas, and or should bend the morning star, I would don my robe and scimitar, and Chibra's 7 should draw my ear. So draw my car through Tartary's glades, Lord of the fruits of Tartary, her rivers silver pale, Lord of the hills of Tartary, glen, thicket, wood and dale, her flashing stars, her scented breeze, her trembling legs like foamless sheaths, her bud lighting citron trees in every purple vale. Now let's try to first understand what is this poem is about. The poem is a journey into the world of imagination. The narrator wishes to be the lord and the master of Tartary, an imaginary place which seems to be a wonderland of all things, which is exotic and beautiful. This poem expresses the narrator's wishful thinking, how he would indulge in and enjoy the luxuries offered to him in Tartary. So, in this poem, the poet imagines himself as lord of an imaginary land called Tartary, and he describes his life as the Tartary's ruler. He is thinking about the beautiful sights, the scenes, and the poet is divided into 4 stanzas as we came through. Each stanza, poem rhyming scheme is like this. X A B B, you can see this what is given, and X actually stands for those words which is not at all rhyming with any other words. So this is the rhyming scheme. Now in detail we will go through the stanzas in the next videos, so wait for it. Thank you all.